Da-da-da.
Mom!
Thank you for joining us for another video. Today we're going to put a picture on this beautiful heart frame, and it's made of wood. And right now we're going to show some examples. First is
Us as babies.
Us as babies here. And
Someone, yeah. It's just someone.
Who's married? Who got married? It's
Oh,
their
yeah.
wedding photo. See?
I feel like I recognize that face from someone.
Probably, yeah, no.
and this one is my
That's
absolute favorite.
your 1 year photo shoot. Yeah. Okay.
I noticed that little white thing, strippy thingy down her hair.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It's a flower. See? It's a beautiful flower.
No, it's strippy thingy down
And these
her
are
hair.
beautiful two little girls.
That's the veil.
This is
Yeah.
me.
But
you can
that's-
tell
is it
by the
funny?
name, and this is Anna by the name.
All right, so
cut
let's
off,
get
but-
started.
Some people can't tell us apart.
No? You guys are very different.
Yeah.
All right.
He was like,
So we're going to
yes,
get
I got it
started?
right. Yeah.
All right, so
Let's get started.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is take your wooden piece and you want to take a photo of the piece. So we like using my iPhone. You want to open up Design Space and you want to choose the picture of the photo that you just took, so you can see that right there. So we're going to choose that and we're going to start working with this piece. So this is a very large piece. We got this at the dollar store, by the way. It is 12 inches by 12 inches. So we want to be able to cut this and clean it up in 4 separate sections. So we'll walk you through that. What you'll see is we're going to clean up and save the top left quarter of the heart, then the top right quarter of the heart, then the bottom left quarter of the heart, and the bottom right quarter of the heart. It's a couple different ways that you could break this up depending on the photo that you have. If you have kind of a face in the middle and you don't want to cut right through the middle of the person's face or their nose, you can definitely cut this up in as many pieces as you want. But for this one, we decided to cut this into 4. So you want to be able to click on the background and remove that background and clean it up as much as you can. And then you're going to use your little eraser and you're going to kind of clean all of that up. And we want to take that string away. We also want to take, any of the extra bits that are on the background that we weren't able to remove. By removing the background, some of that sometimes stays. And then you want to make your eraser a little smaller, and then we want to remove those slats. So you see those slats there, we want that to go away because we don't want our photo to print on that. At the end, what we want is for it to print on just the up and down piece and not those little slats that go from side to side. So we want to be able to erase those as well. So we'll go through and erase it. And you can see that we still have a couple little bits. I'm a little OCD, so I really want to clean this up as best as I can. It really is worth the time because when you go to print and cut, if there's anything there that shouldn't be, then it's going to print something that you don't want it to print, and it's going to take a longer time cutting something that you don't want to have cut. So it's worth the time kind of going through and really cleaning it up as best as you can. So you can see there, that looks really good. Everything there in the middle is now removed. And then we need to move over to the other slats on the other side because there are 2 other ones that we need to remove. So I'm just gonna clean that up a little bit more, make sure that there's nothing left. Looks good. And then you can see those little slats here on the right. You wanna go through and again, remove that. There you go. So we're just going to clean it up really well. So we have that one almost done. And then we're going to clean up the one on the bottom. There we go. now that we're done with the top right quarter and the top left quarter of the heart, we're going to do the same exact thing that we did, but we're going to move over to the bottom. So you want to make sure, the really important thing is that wherever you stopped when you actually cut the top portion, you want to make sure that you continue for the bottom. You want to make sure that there's no overlap on that. Now that we have our 4 pieces saved, and also we want to make sure that we have our photo selected that we want at the end to be on this heart, we want to pull everything into Design Space. You want to make sure that you align everything, so you can see here where, you know, we're just putting everything into place. And then the really super important thing to do here is that once you have everything looking exactly the way that you want it to look, you want to make sure that you select all 4 pieces, or how many ever pieces you cut your heart into, you divided it into, and you want to make sure that you measure it. So this, like I said, is 12 by 12. So at the end of the day, we're going to make this in Design Space 12 inches by 12 inches. The next thing you want to do is select your photo, and you want to enlarge it, make it a little bit bigger than the size of the heart itself. And you want to make sure that this heart actually goes, the photo, I'm sorry, goes to the back, because you want to be able to superimpose the whole entire heart over the photo. You want to just kind of play with it, move it back and forth, make the picture bigger, make it a little smaller, move the entire heart. So you want to make sure you select the whole thing and move it. And once you have it into place, then you're going to just leave it right there. You're going to begin to move those pieces out. You can move it just the way that I have here, kind of close by, but you want to just have one piece over, and that's going to piece that you're going to actually select to slice. And you're going to see how great that looks. This is so much easier than cutting pieces of photo by hand. After you print them, this is going to slice it exactly the size that you want, and the shape that you want. And then you're just going to start moving everything into place and doing the exact same thing, moving it over, slicing, moving it over, and slicing over and over again until you get all of them done. Once you have all of them completed and you have everything sliced, you want to get rid of everything that you don't need. So your photo that's left, that you cut out of, and those black pieces that you used to slice your picture, you want to just delete all of that and just be left with your heart. Then you're going to do the same thing that you did initially, right? You're going to move those into place, make sure that everything looks really good. So you want to position it, make sure, again, I'm a little OCD, so I want to make sure everything looks perfect. Move everything into place, kind of move it over a little bit to the right, to the left, up and down, to make sure that everything looks the way that you want it to look. Now you're going to actually set this to print, then cut. So you obviously, we said print, so you need to have a printer. You can see here the different slides, how this actually is going to print. So it will print this way with this big square around it. It's pretty neat because your machine, after you've actually printed it either on regular copy paper or on your printable vinyl or whatever other item you want to print it on, it's actually going to cut this exactly the way that it looks. And it uses these lines to be able to determine where the cutting is, where it has to do it. So you could see here it's printing. So you want to make sure that you print all of your pieces. This one is cut. This one is printed on just regular copy paper, nothing special. I did, print photo, so it does print in higher quality. And then once we have everything printed, you're going to put it on your mat. In this case, I used, I believe, a green mat, if I'm not mistaken, for this one, but you could use your blue mat, and then you send it to cut. So you're going to select which photo you want to cut. You want to select what type of setting. So if yours paper, use paper. If you used printable vinyl, then you want to choose printable vinyl. So make sure that you're choosing the correct, the correct texture, the correct material that you're cutting. Then you're going to send that to cut, and it will cut each and every one individual. So you'll see here how we're cutting the two sides of the heart. Originally, when we did this, the test one that we showed you, so we did the two sides separate, and then we did the middle piece of the heart. We kind of cut that into two separate sections as well. So we still had 4 pieces at the end of the day, but it cuts a little bit differently. So you can see where here it's cutting the middle bottom, and then this is what you're left with.
Hi, now we're going to use a Mod Podge acrylic sealer. It's a spray that you put on the picture.
You want to show them what it looks like?
Yeah. So here it is, front and back. So what you do first is shake it up, then you spray it on the paper.
So that's the paper that we printed, right? The picture paper,
Yeah,
the pieces.
It's not supposed to be on the board when you put it, because that's to get it ready to put on top.
Okay.
So you shake it, then spray it, then let it dry. Shake it, then spray it, then turn it, then let it dry, and then turn it over. And repeat the same process, except without the board, because you wouldn't be spraying the back of the board.
Right.
You'd be spraying the back of the paper. Okay, now we're going to use Mod Podge Photo Transfer. Here is the Mod Podge Photo Transfer. And we're going to put it on this. Just brush it and put the photo on it. It's like glue. And here's an example.
All right, so you can print this on regular paper, which is what Anna and Catalina were talking about, where you print it on regular copy paper, you spray it twice, in between you let it dry, you turn it around and spray it again, how Anna explained. And that's just regular copy paper, and it looks really good. This is the copy paper.
Copy paper or
yeah, that's just
watercolor paper.
Yeah. If you want something like this, which is a little bit more shiny, it just depends on what you like. This is printable vinyl, and it's sticky on the back. So I will say that after us having done this, the copy paper is a little bit easier to be able to kind of move into place, because you're just putting the transfer, kind of the glue, and then you put the paper on top, and you can kind of move it around a little bit. This is sticky. It's like a sticker. So it's a little bit more difficult. Once you have it on there, if you didn't line it up properly, then you're going to have to remove it. And there's only so many times that you can remove it, and then it's not sticky on the back anymore. So it just depends on what you like. But with this one, there's no preparing. You do not have to put the Mod Podge. You don't have to seal it. This is printable vinyl, and you just print it on there, and you just stick it on. But remember, you're doing.
It's
So
really
remember,
easy.
it's it's in pieces. So you've got a piece here, a piece here, and this one was cut a piece up here and a piece down here, and we had to kind of like a puzzle put it together. The other thing with both of these, you can see that the back doesn't have any paper or any photo kind of sticking out. when you print this, don't be scared. You're going to print it a little bit bigger than the size. So this is, I said 12 by 12. You want to print it maybe, exactly 12 by 12 or maybe 12 and a little bit more width and height, so that when you put it on, there's going to be paper or printable vinyl sticking out from the sides and from the middle. What you'll use is a little knife, lay it flat, and then you're going to cut through and kind of just cut all of those extra pieces off.
So kids,
definitely, I was going to say kids,
don't use a knife without a parent's permission.
Exactly.
Oh, and also never use a knife until you're allowed to, or just
cut
never.
sandwich in
Just
half.
never. Yeah.
Or
All right.
a butter knife like I use.
So hopefully you guys will love these and make them. Definitely let us know and share it with us. By the way, we got these at the dollar store. They are available now. They make great gifts or great decorations for the house.
Yeah, the board, not the printer, not the paper,
that's your
or the
part.
actual whole thing.
Yeah.
Not the paper.
And you can put this to either add something to hang it on the back, or you can do this pretty little hanging as well, which looks really nice. You can do that too. All right, guys. So
You guys didn't know
you
that
guys
till now.
hope you guys enjoy this. What do we want our audience, our followers, our subscribers to do? Katerina.
Please subscribe to our channel and
like and never miss any more videos.
No, we don't want them to miss any videos, right?
Nanny.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Bye. I'm usually funny because I just did funny faces.
Bye.